What's the best SpongeBob episode? For me, it's pizza delivery. Then you might ask why. That's what I'm going to tell you in this video. The episode starts with it being closing time to Krusty Krab. Of course, SpongeBob is left there doing the extra work, while Squidward is straight up yelling at him. SpongeBob realizes and goes directly to Squidward to see what he wants. But can we just credit SpongeBob for a while? He really took that wiping serious, like really serious. But then they get a call, and apparently there is somebody that apparently wants to order a pizza from the Krusty Krab, middle of the night. And you know Mr. Krab is, he does anything for money, anything, so of course he makes pizza even though they don't even have it. And Squidward is the first one to point that out, that he don't have pizza, and he's right. After Mr. Krabs pulls out some Krabby Patties and just makes them into a pizza, I guess, they now have pizza. Squidward doesn't really want to do this, so he just complains to Mr. Krabs and tells him that SpongeBob can do it instead. But that backfires a lot, so now he has to work with SpongeBob instead. So now Squidward is just really pissed and he needs to drive and deliver the pizza. And SpongeBob is as excited as always, but Squidward not so. Squidward tells SpongeBob to drive, even though SpongeBob doesn't have any license. And that's true, SpongeBob doesn't have a driver's license. So he shouldn't be able to drive, statistically. But he tries his best, and you can clearly see that he's really nervous because all the numerals turn to Chinese or some shit. And he just randomly pulls something and they go zooming and landing around into nowhere. And they don't really have any fuel, so they can't drive back. Then Squidward decides to kick the boat, I guess, and somehow, magically, it fills up with fuel to the top. What? But then the boat just drives away on its own, like really weird. So now they are really stranded for real. And just look at poor Squidward. Like he doesn't want to be here at all. But after some thinking, they decide that they should walk there. And SpongeBob, he's happy as always. But Squidward, well, he's just kinda depressed right now. And then he trips because SpongeBob decides to lay down for some weird reason. And I guess he's just listening at the ground for, I don't know why. Then they both see a train coming their way, which they believe is the ticket out of there. But SpongeBob obviously has to ruin everything with his weird ass dance, and the train, it leaves. It just straight leaves. And here Squidward actually saves SpongeBob's life, like saves him from death. But instead they get covered in sand and the train just drives away. And now they have to go through a big blizzard, and apparently SpongeBob turns into like a helicopter and flies away, which leads them out of there and them to fall to the normal world again. And SpongeBob gotta use the pizza as a parachute though, but Squidward just hits the ground really hard instead. And this is the moment that the very famous meme, Krusty Krab pizza, comes from. And right now I'm actually feeling kinda sorry for Squidward. He's looking depressed. And for some moment they actually think of eating the pizza themselves because they are so hungry. They're drooling on this thing. But then SpongeBob says that they cannot eat it because they promised Mr. Krabs to deliver it. Then they chase each other all over the place and SpongeBob decides to do this weird shit. Then SpongeBob climbs up on a stone to get a better view, I guess, or something. But the stone just literally runs over Squidward, which I don't really know is possible. Then they finally get ready to deliver the pizza. But it turns out they messed it up, which makes SpongeBob cry.
You didn't order any.
How am I supposed to eat this pizza without my drink?
And it's actually kinda weird seeing SpongeBob cry now because he's always the happy guy. He was happy to deliver pizza when Squidward was not. Just keep the vibe, I guess. Then SpongeBob bawls his eyes out, and Squidward feels bad and does the most heroic act ever in the history of SpongeBob and ever. He throws the pizza right in the face of the fish that told SpongeBob to shut up.
Now this one's on the...
And then the episode ends with they jumping on the stone and driving to a Krusty Krab that just was around 20 meters away from it. Like, it's actually crazy to think that their long journey was just 20 meters away all the time. My thoughts on this episode is that it's really great. It's also really fun. Since there is a meme that originates from this episode, it makes it extra special. And just the story itself is just really comical and it's really fun. I enjoyed this episode really much. Let me know what you think.